What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here, back with a new video. Hope everybody had a safe and happy holiday yesterday. But this video is not going to be so happy. In fact, I'm going to drag a lot of people. So, if you've been living under a rock, you will know that there's been some talk in the local media that is spread nationally about there being some sort of rift between the Ravens organization and Lamar Jackson. Where this is coming from, who knows? But Baltimore Sun reporter Mike Preston basically put out a bunch of stuff about Lamar staying up all night playing video games and other kinds of ridiculous shit like sleeping in meetings and stuff like that. And um basically in order to do this weird smear campaign, whenever this happens, it's always around the time that there's a contract coming up or there's contract negotiations need to come up. Now, Lamar didn't need to negotiate a new contract, but due to cap reasons, they may need him to restructure his current deal. Um, so that's why this is happening. Okay, let's be completely blunt. Someone within the organization put this out there to start a smear campaign to sully his reputation. And the media, being the local media here, is all too happy to be complicit in that bullshit. Which is now spread national because Colin Cowherd and Nick Wright and all these other reporters are now talking about it. It's all over the place. To the point where even now people are saying, even though he's got like need in the fucking back, that he needs to tough it up, needs to play on Saturday against in Green Bay, despite not practicing all week. I don't know if you know how biology works, but if your back is fucked up, you can't do a whole lot, let alone run for your life behind the shitty offensive line to throw passes to a receiving core that has trouble catching the fucking ball. For a coach who was too stupid to put his best running back in to a game in the last 12 minutes when he's carving up another team's defense, like what happened on Sunday night. And I'm going to get to that motherfucker in a second because this whole thing is starting a Harbaugh versus Lamar Jackson thing. And let me be 100% clear. If we have to choose between Lamar Jackson being our quarterback or John Harbaugh, I'm taking Lamar Jackson 10 times out of 10. Lamar Jackson's a franchise cornerstone. He is a franchise quarterback. You don't find guys who can do what he does on fucking trees. It's not a thing. What are we doing? Like, are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna pick the dumbass coach? That bum motherfucker who should have been fired 5 years ago? You're gonna pick that guy? John Harbaugh has been here for an entire generation of kids. There are kids who've been born that are now in college in the time that John Harbaugh has coached the Ravens. Okay? 18 fucking years. It's time for something new to happen. Because after what he said on Monday, after that game on Sunday, where again, he kept Derrick Henry on the sideline for the last 12 minutes, despite the fact that Derrick Henry was carving up the Patriots defense and they couldn't stop him because of a rotation thing that the coaching staff came up with that you, looking back on it, you should have changed. Well, John, you're the fucking head coach, so it falls on you to make that adjustment or make that change. But Chris, he won a Super Bowl. Yeah, he did. Behind the stellar defense and Joe Flacco playing out of his mind. But you know what almost happened in that Super Bowl he won? he almost choked that Super Bowl away because his brother made adjustments during the power outage and was ready for his ass and could have, if they hadn't run out of time, the 49ers would have won that game. Okay? John Harbaugh's not a good coach. And for everybody that says, oh, if they fired him right now, there'd be people lined up to bring him in. If the Ravens fired John Harbaugh, there'd be a line of people dying to take the Baltimore Ravens job. To coach Lamar. I guarantee you, John Harbaugh's fucking phone won't be ringing as much as Eric DeCosta's would for people trying to get the Ravens gig as opposed to trying to hire Harbaugh's sorry ass. I guarantee you that. But aside from that, the media campaign that's going on to bury Lamar Jackson is very reminiscent to something that I saw happen back in the 80s with the same fucking newspaper and a player by the name of Eddie Murray. For those of you who don't know who Eddie Murray is, first off, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? He's only one of the greatest baseball players of all time. Eddie Murray is one of 7 players who've had 3,000 hits and 500 career home runs. One of 7. In the history of baseball, 7 players have done this. 7 players have done this. And he is one of them. When you talk about rarefied air, there is no air more rare than that. But there was a media campaign to drive a wedge between him and the fans. Because Eddie was a quiet, reserved guy, just liked to be, if you approached him, he would talk to you, he was cordial, but he didn't necessarily like dealing with the media. So people got in their fucking feelings at the Sun paper. And so they started a whole fucking campaign that Eddie's a curmudgeon and this date's a locker room problem. And eventually it got to the point where Eddie was like, yo, I just want to trade me. Because it got to be too much. So one of the greatest ball players in the history of baseball got traded to Los Angeles. In his prime. The same paper is doing the same thing right now to Lamar Jackson. And it's fucking disgusting. It's embarrassing. It's infuriating. There are other issues as to why the paper tried to do that I'm not going to get into because I don't want to make it a race thing. But it kind of was a race thing. It really was. Because you had Cal Ripken and Eddie Murray. And they wanted Cal to be the face of the team, even though Eddie was. Now, what people don't remember is that Eddie and Cal love each other to death. They have a great relationship. They always have. Cal Ripken has always said that when he got to the major leagues, Eddie Murray showed him how to play the game the right way. He was a mentor. He was a friend. And Eddie loved Cal. They always loved each other. They still, to this day, love each other. But they're trying to make it a Harbaugh versus Lamar thing. When the reality is, it should be, why the fuck does John Harbaugh still have his fucking job? Because he shouldn't. After that press conference on Monday, They should have had him pack his fucking bags and sent his ass on somewhere. For you to be the head coach of a team and to not put your best guy in at a crucial time on it with a 10-point lead to lead your team to a win when you need to win all the games you can to secure a playoff spot, and you make that dumbass decision, or you don't make that decision, and then the next day you pass it off and blame your assistant coaches when you're the fucking guy at the top? No, absolutely not. That is not acceptable from the head coach. He should have been fired immediately after that press conference. He shouldn't be coaching his team going into this game at Green Bay. He shouldn't be coaching his team anymore. And I'm telling you, as someone who is sitting in Baltimore as we speak, if he is still coaching the Ravens going into next season, you are going to see a revolt from the fan base. Because people are tired of this shit. He has a track record of blowing 10-point leads as a coach. He's done it 17 times. 17 times. But Chris, he's the winningest coach in Ravens history. The team's existed for 30 years. He's been here for 18 of those 30. He better be the winningest coach ever, because he's coached the majority of the fucking games. Also, who gives a fuck? If he's the winningest coach in the history of the fuck. I don't give a fuck how many games he's won as a coach. Get him the fuck out of here. So let me be completely clear. I am 110% on the side of Lamar Jackson. He is a franchise player. You don't get rid of a franchise player. If you have to pick between a franchise player and a coach, you back the player. You can find another coach to coach this fucking team. You cannot find another Lamar Jackson. Because they don't exist. Oh, but he's hurt. Yeah, he's hurt. He's been carrying this team on his fucking back all season. He came in hurt. And now you're seeing, because he can't be fucking Superman like he's been, now you see how bad the team is when Superman can't do what Superman does. So that's the problem. You want to throw Todd Monken under the bus? Whatever. Blame the coaches. Fire the whole coaching staff. Fire everybody. I don't care. Fire the whole coaching staff. And if Eric DeCosta won't do it, fire his ass too. Clean house as far as the coaching staff. Clean house. And again, if Eric DeCosta won't do it, pack his ass up too. You do not get rid of a franchise quarterback that can do what Lamar Jackson does as a 2-time, and should have been 3-time MVP. Who has the ability to carry your team, and has. He has saved John Harbaugh's job the past 5 years. Period. Saved his ass. And it always falls on him to save this motherfucker. It's time to pack him up. It is time for Harbaugh to go. And y'all don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like that I'm saying it. I'm not a coach. I'm a nobody on my fucking couch talking about it. But I tell you what, if I had to make that call, I know what call I would make. And if the Ravens are smart, they'll make that exact same call. As far as the media goes, do not allow this media in this city to turn you against Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has done everything right as a person in the community, as a player on the field. The only thing he hasn't done is won a Super Bowl. And it's a matter of time before he does it. And you'd rather him do it here than do it somewhere else. Because I guarantee you, if they trade him somewhere, or if they or whatever, for however many picks they trade him for, you have to find a quarterback to replace him. If there's not one coming up in this draft, I, y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. You back the thoroughbred, not the fucking jockey, okay? That's how you put it. You bet on Seabiscuit, not the fucking guy riding it. Anyway, that's all I've got for this one. Anyway, yeah, that's all I got. Like, don't fall for this media smear campaign on Lamar because it's fucking ridiculous. And the people in the press who put it out there should be fucking ashamed of themselves. Just like the people who did that shit to Eddie Murray should also hang their heads in shame. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. With the new year coming up, be safe that night. Go into the new year healthy and all that stuff. And I know it's a time of year where it can be kind of lonely and it can be kind of dark for some people. I urge you, if you're in that space, I urge you to reach out to somebody, talk to someone, call a friend, call a sibling, call somebody and talk to them because it's more important. No matter how bad things are, it's even worse for the people that love you when you're not there. So please, if you're struggling right now with the season, reach out to somebody, talk to somebody, do what you got to do. But make it through the end of this year, into the next. It will get better. I promise you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace.